It's time to take out the baby oil because this bald god just announced some massive fights.
Topuria has felt like he's done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy. His body cannot make the weight anymore.
Oh yeah, we going to the Diddy parties after all these fight announcements, boy, cause we oiling up our man. Ilia Topuria just vacated his title, and I mean, I'm pretty shocked about this. I didn't think that this was actually going to happen. I've been like one of those guys that have been kind of like silently laughing at this idea of Ilia planning to move up to 155. I thought this was just Ilia Topuria just talking shit. No, apparently this is now going to happen. Ilia Topuria this whole time wasn't trolling. He legit apparently cannot make the weight class 145 and is moving up to lightweight, which is concerning, right? Because it seems to be that the plan is for him to fight Islam Makhachev in his first fight at 155. Obviously not a done deal. Dana White said that they'll announce it, you know, when they have a fight for him. So I guess it could be a contenders fight. But Ariel Helwani did tweet, this is the plan. Maybe International Fight Week. I mean, I really like that. But Ilia Topuria, man, he is really small. I mean, he is really small for that weight class, at least, because he's like, what, like 5'8", and fought at 145. I mean, he's a bit thicker. Yes, he's a bit stronger. But I definitely don't think Topuria can do as good as he could have done at featherweight if he would stay there. Obviously, if he can't make the weight, I mean, I don't know how legit this is. Like, he never really looked like he was dying on the scale. So I'm surprised to hear that he's, you know, apparently not able to make the weight class and he can't healthily do it. To be honest, I'm not sure if this is just Ilia not wanting to make the weight or I don't know. But I think this is probably the most craziest part about the whole situation. But first, I want to announce that I'm probably going live on Saturday. I'm going to give more details tomorrow. We're not going to see a champ versus champ fight. That's a huge missed opportunity. Like, technically, yes, it's the same thing, but it will not feel the same. It'll not feel like Conor McGregor getting the 2 belts or anybody else getting them. But yeah, he vacated the title, which means there is a new title fight. Alexander Volkanovski is coming back against Diego Lopez in a fight that, yeah, I'm very kind of upset about because I don't want to see Volk get knocked out, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see Volk get knocked out, and I feel like that's what's going to happen in this fight. Diego Lopez has looked like an absolute beast. I mean, bro, Volk, I can't handle this, man. Seriously, guys, like Volkanovski has waited a whole year to get his get back on Ilia Topuria. You got to wonder his motivation, and not just that. I mean, Diego Lopez is a beast. He's looked really good. I mean, first round finishes here, first round finishes there. That's going to be a good fight for sure, but, you know, I'm just really upset about this whole Ilia thing, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm excited for the Islam fight, and I know a lot of people think that, you know, Ilia Topuria could potentially catch Islam Makhachev. Obviously, Islam has already been knocked down in his career. That's his only loss, and Topuria does hit hard, but I don't know, guys. For your first fight at 155, it's such a big task, and I really like this fight, though. You know, undefeated Ilia Topuria, and Islam has been looking unbelievable. So just from a records perspective and a skill perspective, it is a high-level fight, of course, but I know a lot of people have been believing in Ilia Topuria. I'm not sure if I'm one of those guys, and I'm a fan of Ilia. I actually really like Ilia. I think he's a fun fighter, and I wanted him to stay at featherweight. I feel like there's a lot more to be done. His legacy is not done. I mean, look, granted, he already has beaten the 2 best featherweights of all time, but come on, there's more to do, bro. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. But the co-main event is a fight that I'm also really excited about. It's a fight that I've been saying that they should make. Michael Chandler, Paddy Pimblett, right? Paddy Pimblett has not really faced the greatest competition ever. I mean, his last fight was against Bobby Green, and, you know, I know a lot of people actually picked Bobby Green to win, but let's be honest, the Bobby Green of now isn't the Bobby Green of back then, you know what I mean? And it's not like he was ever, like, a champion to begin with, so just putting it bluntly, like, I like Bobby Green, but let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, Michael Chandler is levels above Bobby Green right now. Not to say that Michael Chandler is the most high-level lightweight, but I'm just saying, like, compared to Bobby Green, I think Michael Chandler's a lot better right now. And we've talked about this before. Michael Chandler could put Paddy Pimblett out cold. I mean, Michael Chandler hits extremely hard. He has, you know, extremely hard-hitting and explosive movements that could definitely catch Paddy. And Paddy leaves himself open. I mean, like I said, there's literally compilations on YouTube of him getting caught by UFC fighters. So the fact that he's going to be facing Michael Chandler, the only thing that does make me think anything about this matchup that maybe Paddy could win is the Charles Oliveira fight, where Charles Oliveira was able to take down Michael Chandler and kind of control him continuously time and time again. But I think that was more of Charles Oliveira, and I'm not sure Paddy Pimblett is really on that skill level yet. My prediction, I'm going to be honest, guys, right now, I would probably lean towards Chandler, but that could always change when we get closer, when I actually, like, you know, start doing some analysis and, you know, looking at film. Pitbull versus Yair Rodriguez is also on the card. Jeff Neal and Carlos Pratos. I mean, those are both amazing fights, especially Pitbull finally getting into the UFC. I'm really excited for that. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because Dana White gave an update on Tom Aspinall and John Jones that I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but Dana White did bless us with some more news, right? UFC 315 did get announced, and yeah, so this is going to be Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena, and obviously that's really confusing. What the fuck happened to Shavkat? Shavkat's injured. They can't make this fight, and really, to be honest, it's a bummer because I feel like Shavkat's always injured. This guy, like, barely fights. This guy has fought, like, 1 time a year for the past 3 years, and he's probably going to only fight 1 time this year. Look, shit happens. happens, injuries happen. I totally understand it, but it definitely sucks, especially if Shavkat does become a champion. But the JD and Bilal matchup, I mean, this one is a little bit, you know, a little bit worrying, I guess, for JDM. Jack got controlled by Gilbert Burns in his last fight, and Bilal obviously is most likely going to use the grappling against JDM. I know Bilal put out a tweet saying that, you know, he's going to show his Canelo hands. I highly doubt that. I think he's probably going to be, you know, shooting for dear life. But Jack Della Maddalena was supposed to fight Leon Edwards in a fight that I was excited for. I thought that stylistically it would make for a very fun fight, but now we have Sean Brady versus Leon Edwards, which in my opinion, Leon is the biggest loser of this whole like welterweight ordeal, just because like he was getting a striker and striker matchup. I mean, this was probably like one of his more favorable matchups he could have gotten, but to now get a grappler, especially on short notice mentally, when you know that your last fight you just got like out grappled all the time. I mean, now he has less time to prepare. Does he doubt himself in any way? Because Sean Brady is definitely going to try to take down Leon Edwards multiple times, and obviously that's how Leon lost last time. So I guess we'll see how improved Leon is, if he's been working on his wrestling this whole time or not. And good for Sean Brady to get the matchup, man, because I feel like this is definitely what Sean Brady deserves. Valentina Shevchenko is also not going to be fighting Zhang Weili. She's going to be fighting Manon Fiorot. No surprise there, seeing Weili just fought, and once I heard this was going to be in May, I figured, yeah, Weili was probably not going to fight. And I think this is a little bit of a blunder. I think they should have probably just done the Weili-Valentina fight, because that is a fight that is pretty big. Definitely one of the biggest women's fight you can make right now. Probably the biggest, honestly. And I honestly think that Manon could beat Valentina Shevchenko, guys. I legitimately think this. I think that Weili would beat Valentina Shevchenko, too. I think people have this weird recency bias because of the last fight with Alexa Grasso, where, you know, Valentina looked dominant. But let's be honest, guys. Valentina Shevchenko has not looked good for, like, 4 years at this point. Seriously, guys. I'm not trolling. This isn't the rage bait. Seriously, when was that fight with Talia Santos? Was it 2021, 2022? I mean, seriously, ever since then, it has been lackluster performance over and over and over again. And while she did beat Alexa Grasso, I felt that had more to do with the fact that Alexa Grasso, I don't know what she was doing out there, trying to get submissions from her back. You had pretty much 2 years to practice this defense, right? Like, you knew this was the only way Shevchenko was going to win. And I get you lose maybe a close decision, you get taken down a few times. You got absolutely dominated for 25 minutes on the ground, all right? Maybe there was an injury. I'm still just baffled by it. But my point is I don't think Shevchenko is anywhere near as good as she was. And I would probably lean towards Manon in this matchup, to be honest. I feel like Manon has looked good, and I feel like she's, you know, improving day by day. But let's be honest, guys. Manon versus Zhang Weili, that's not that big of a fight. Like, it's not as big of a fight. Shevchenko and Weili needs to happen. I mean, if Shevchenko can manage to get a really good knockout over Manon, I mean, that fight might even be way bigger. But yeah, Dana White did cook up today. You know, he let us know, hey, these are the fights that are going to happen. I mean, the Miami card finally announced. But hey, at least Dana White gave a somewhat positive sign for John Jones and Tom Aspinall.
We're not getting John versus Tom ever. Yes, you will. It's coming. Relax.
I don't even know if I should take his word at this point. Like, please, just don't give me hope. Let me know what you guys think about these announcements in the comment section below. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.